You're listening to Off-Road Garage Podcast, and here are Jason and Jim.
And we're live.
And we're live.
What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man?
Good to be back in the shop.
Yeah, another day, another life, another night in the shop.
Yeah, it is.
Special guest tonight.
Yeah, very excited about that.
Good
Everybody's
friend of
favorite proctologist.
Yeah.
I'll take a look.
Hey, you wouldn't claim to be a doctor. That's what you get.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
So it's Dr. Deathewobble, but tonight we're talking Evo, Expedition Vehicle Outfitters. So do you have like a name for that character as well?
And how did that come to be?
That just gets to be me how I actually pay the bill.
Like Kilimanjaro Ken.
Yeah, that's like a huge change of pace where I actually like feed my family doing this stuff, which is good. Good.
Yeah, because for the doc, you're putting out like a lot of free info about suspension and geometry and wiggly wobbles and all that mess.
Correct. That costs me money. That does not actually make me money of that stuff. None of that stuff. That costs me time and money. That doesn't actually
You mean giving free advice online doesn't pay, Mills?
Yeah.
How could that possibly be? I thought I read on the internet. That's not a thing.
What you should do is message me on a Sunday morning and then get really angry at me because I didn't fix your vehicle for free.
Right, and then give you a bad review and a...
Yeah. The old 2-star review.
Yeah, he only created like 100 hours to explain to me everything about suspension, but yeah, he's still a dick, I guess. I don't know, but whatever. No, it's good. It's good. Yeah, even the Expedition Vehicle that's been a branch that we started in the last 6 months of like and most people don't know that what actually pays my bills is we have a shop and we've been in business for over 20 years, but we've done a lot of the same stuff. It's just now it actually has its own face and its own brand for the overland expedition side of everything we do.
Cool.
Yeah, because you kind of broke into a little more overland Toyotas and everything else you've been building. You've been building everything now.
Right.
Yeah. So it's crazy. You know, we've been doing it forever. I just never really
didn't click.
I don't know.
It never clicked. Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah, and we never really branded it itself. You know what I mean? We always did it, and we always built some cool stuff. And over the years, we've built a lot of. We were known very well for fixing Jeeps, getting them to drive well, and that's kind of our specialty. But we do build a lot of import trucks, and I actually enjoyed building Toyota and Nissan trucks. I enjoy it as well. So it's kind of fun to have a new brand to give that clientele of ours like a hub, if you would,
right.
And they feel that they kind of have something of their own in that aspect. And we run now what it is all of our overland expedition type work and our import truck work is all run through Expedition Vehicle Outfitters.
Okay.
So,
nice.
But you're not just doing import, right? If I brought you a Tremor Ford or a Power Wagon Dodge or a Chevy, we work on it.
Correct.
Okay.
That's more of we build. It's purpose-built exploration vehicles, which doesn't everything we've done Subarus. So honestly, it just gave it a nice hub of our exploration side of it. You know, not so much crazy rock crawler stuff. This is more we're building purpose-built trucks to help you and your family get somewhere. You know,
Nice.
and kind of not so crazy. 40-inch tire stuff. More of useful stuff.
Yeah. Right.
Because it seems like the rock crawler side. I mean, speaking out of church maybe, but everybody's pushing for tons and 40s and coilovers and stretches. But I can adventure in a all-wheel drive Subaru as well as I can adventure in a 40-inch tire shod 250.
Yeah.
100%. And that's where and we'll still always keep doing on the other side of the house. Our specialty is taking those 40s and 1-tons and actually making it drive well. But the expedition vehicle side, that's been a lot of fun because that is our overland side and our actual 33-inch tires and Toyota trucks. We've built some great rigs, great very useful vehicles that way.
That olive green one you just finished, I'm not sure who it was for, but that thing was gorgeous.
Yeah, that one. There's a brand new TRD Pro that actually has a prototype suspension on it from the boys down at Sport Truck USA, so Fox. And then we took care of pitting out the bed, so we're on a free spirit tent in it. It has a rack in it, or we built a rack system together. We got some lights and stuff like that. And I don't know. Do you know like the YouTuber guys? You watch any, like so there's these, I guess these brothers, it's like Logan's, Paul, or like something Logan's. I don't really know. Like Jake Logan or something. Jake and Chuck, I don't know. But I guess the one guy has the highest subscribers in YouTube. Well, this is one of their homeboys. So I built that one for him. And like he's from upper northern Michigan, but he's headed off back to California with it. So they're going to take it out for 3 months, camping out west. So we got it carried out for him to do that.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm on YouTube." I'm like, "Oh, cool." I don't really like. Let's see. And then it's like,
such
you
a
have
strange universe now.
Yeah, now you have 20 million followers. Like what? Like, and it's like. so he was doing his vlog and he videoed all of it. It'll come out pretty soon, but it's just interesting. It's kind of cool because
that's awesome.
Him and his girlfriend are taking it all over the West. They're going to be going through all the national parks and everything like that. And it's pretty fun. We've been building a lot of them that have been getting ready for long-term travel.
I'm going to quote our buddy Angel over there and say, "Must be nice."
Must be nice. Yeah.
Must be nice. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's just great. So it's fun. It's pretty cool though to see. Like, I just like everybody. Well, we just had a group of customers just get back from the. They spent like 3 weeks out on the road, went to the Rubicon Trail, and they were all over Yellowstone and all that stuff. And it's pretty fun to see, the hard work actually pay off to where they can go having a really cool trip.
So I seen that trip. I actually follow the legendary Gene Wolfe. And did you see his end of the trail at the Rubicon when he got off and the Bureau of Land Management was blocking the trail because of the fire?
Yeah, he was actually just at my shop on Tuesday. So the little story behind Gene. Gene's been a client of ours for quite a while, and he has a 2014 Jeep Wrangler, and they do badge of trails, trail badge of honors, the Jeep stuff.
Yeah, and he's got the most impressive fender collection ever.
Gene, he like explained to me when he started like his whole plan. He wanted to do all of them, and he wanted to drive to each and every trail. And I told him how terrible of an idea that was. And I'm like, but I said it's a terrible idea, but it sounds freaking awesome. Let's do it. And we've done a lot of maintenance on that Jeep. I mean, it's running 40s, lockers, everything, and he literally drives it. It's never been on a trailer. Right. So he has like 56 badges, but he saved the Rubicon because they're adding more badge trails, but the original badge trails, there was 50 of them.
Okay.
And Gene's in logistics. He does a really cool job of like laying out, hey, it's gonna like he'll show you an itinerary for a trip where he's gonna hit these trails, and it's all laid out. It's really interesting that way, and that's how he's done all these trails like in such a short amount of time. Because I mean, he still has a full-time job. He's not retired or anything like that. But the Rubicon was his last one.
What blew my mind about that was when we met him in Moab.
Yeah,
and he swung down through Arizona or Texas to hit like a couple badge of honor trails on the way to hit some badge of honor trails in Moab.
Yeah.
Oh, it's completely insane. The man will drive so many hours and miles. It isn't like that's where it is a true testament to that Jeep of it. Literally, he drives the crap out of it like everywhere. And yeah, we met him in Moab. He'd already put 4,000 miles on or whatever the hell. It's just insane.
To get out there and then to wheel it and then drive home. That's to drive
cool,
all the way everywhere is that's impressive.
Yeah.
Do you know how many miles roughly are on that?
That Jeep has, it's almost 100,000 now, but it's the biggest thing with that, the way it is though, it's cool because it gives him, because he's had it, out in Moab 3 or 4 times now. And he's also had it in California, multiple times for when he ran out to Big Bear and did it. And like, he saved the Rubicon as the last one. It was going to be a trip all by itself. That was the whole goal behind it, which was really cool.
That is some serious future, like forward thinking and planning.
Right.
Oh, dude, that's the biggest thing was the logistics behind it, and obviously we take care of the the machine side of it. Like, hey, let's we get it all kitted out. We did a full PSC hydro assist on it. We go through his Jeep routinely. I mean, that's the thing is once he runs a trip, he's very good about coming in beforehand. Hey, we might have to rebuild an axle or something like that, or it comes in and then once he gets done with one of his trips, he brings it right back in. So that whole aspect. It's crazy to see his fenders covered in badges, but you've got to remember he is. When we treat something like a race car, we need to maintain it like a race car.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
But
it's impressive, man. I mean, that's only been like he's had it since 14, so it's been 6 years. He's got 56 badges.
And he did. I don't think he's. I think it's been like. I think he's got a good solid like 3.5 to 4 years into it. I don't think it. I wouldn't treat it as like a badge quest for 6 years. I don't believe.
Wow,
and Gene would know exactly, but I just get to be underneath it of broken stuff, and he had it in after the Rubicon. We got some maintenance to do after the Rubicon. They tore some stuff up, but I mean,
but he still drove it home, right?
Dude, he drove it there and drove it home, and I tell him, I said, I think this is so cool, but it's a terrible idea. So if you're broken down in the middle of the country, I told you it was a bad idea already.
Right? Yeah, I mean the stress of having a vehicle that's been that abused and driving it across country multiple times, like I hats off to him. I can't.
One of my favorite stories of his was, I think, man. So we had a front drive shaft go out when he was coming back from like Arizona or something like that. It was in the winter, and he was in Moab on his way back. So he wasn't even four-wheeling in Moab, and it was in the winter. It took him like 3 hours to get the front drive shaft out because his fingers would quit working type thing, cold. And then he couldn't get the drive shaft out of it, so he's like talking to me. I'm like, well, I mean, man, you got to probably. He's like, I just throw it 4-wheel drive. So he just drove forward like 5 foot, and tossed the shaft out of it, and he picked it up off the side of the highway and loaded it up and headed back home. And you're like, dude, this is. I mean, just all those kind of, and that's a cool thing for him is the stories that, and that's why I think that Jeep Badge of Honor program is pretty cool, because if it wasn't for that, he wouldn't have had those goals.
Right.
Like to go to BFE or wherever and hit some trail, and that's kind of cool to give you a reason to go to Alabama when you probably wouldn't have or something.
Some of the sketchy stuff that I've seen him do, though, was like he hit that trail in Arizona solo in the dark.
All kinds of bad ideas.
Yeah,
100%, all kinds of bad ideas.
Yeah, he's like, I hit on the way up here.
I so admire that level of calm.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
and like stress free, like whatever.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, if I fall off a cliff,
it wasn't God's hands. No, I'm like, well, you put it in God's hands, you goofball. Like, come on, you didn't have to do that.
At some point, he'll be too busy to answer the phone call. Like, he'll be doing some other God stuff and be like, "Yeah, you're on your own, big homie."
Right. I got other things to do.
Have you seen the world's on fire right now? Like, your Jeep problems are not mine.
Well, yeah, okay, and that goes back to what you're saying about the Rubicon. So them guys, when they started the Rubicon Trail, I guess it was burning around the trail. Okay, like literally on fire. And I was like, okay, that sounds like a terrible idea. And when they got done, yeah, he said if it would have been an hour later, they would have closed the trail on them. He said the BLM guys, they were airing up. And the guy's like, are you airing down or airing up? He said, well, we're airing up. We're done. And he said, good, because we're closing everything down. And I'm like, I mean, that whole west side of our country's on fire, man.
Not only did this guy run the Rubicon Trail, which out here in Michigan, that's pretty impressive. Yeah. It's a great trail, long ways away. Like it's a dream of mine to do.
And ran it ultimate adventure
you
style.
did it while it was on fire. Hats off to you, my man. Not only did you do it, it was on fire.
So you see Gene Wolfe buy him a soda, like
dude, you're not, and that's the thing, like how do you be the guy at the bar to one up that one?
Right.
Like, I don't know. I think we should start a thing. We should start giving Gene fire extinguishers or something.
Right.
Here's a tribute. Here's to you, sir.
Here you go, sir. Here's a fire and a tequila. He likes tequila, so here's a fire
extinguisher.
Oh
yeah.
You sir are a legend.
So let's pull ourselves back out of the rabbit hole we fell into immediately. Yeah. So let's talk some more about EVO. Like I've seen you doing some pretty rad builds.
Like the Lexus?
The Lexus, that Tacoma.
Yeah.
He did a Tremor build for a guy.
Yep. We did some work on that. Yep.
I think one of my most exciting parts for me is seeing you get some of these new rad partners that you've got.
Yeah. So that's been super fun. So the coolest part for that was realizing what's been around us already. So for years on our in the past in our SEMA builds and stuff, if you look at a lot of our builds, they were overland builds. They don't look like quote unquote, because we don't really like to say it like car camping or whatever, but we've worked with companies like my tent dealer. I run a lot of Free Spirit tents. Well, I've had a relationship that a lot of people don't know is some of these big companies, they're not that big. They're actually family companies. So we try to stick with companies that have supported us over the years, but we have a really good relationship with. And we run a lot of like Free Spirit tents. Well, it's cool because I know the owners really well, and they've supported us on the Dr. Deathewobble side of it, and now through EVO, we actually use a lot of those products because we've used them for years. I mean, I've had my tent's 3 years old on top of my Jeep, so
it's proven.
Oh, you guys are out there. You've seen how much better it is than and that's been kind of cool. And on the other side, we use like our suspension partners. We use a lot of like Toy-Tech suspension. We use Davidson. A lot of the import stuff that works out really well, but we have a good relationship with them guys. So we have good warranty service.
And I see you getting some new ones too. Like you just picked up the Antelope people, the Impala people, Front Runner.
Yeah, Front Runner, and they're great.
Sounds like I had no idea where you were going with that.
They had like it's like an antelope on
there. Remember, I've been off the interwebs for a while. I had to step back.
It's safer that way, but
yeah, exactly. But I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. So Front Runner Outfitters, they're actually based out of Johannesburg, south, way down south. You know what I mean? Like, so they have a hub in America. But so we've worked with them for a couple of years now, and now they brought us on as their kind of their Michigan, their dealer here to sell their product and to support it for a lot of the customers. And it's a great product. It's really cool just because we have a really good relationship. And now, like, I have so many friends. These guys are on the other side of the world, that we deal with. And it's so cool to listen to their stories and stuff of adventure as well.
Right. And they make some cool stuff. Like I've been looking at their boxes for a couple of years for just organization because you can organize it like this is my kitchen, this is my food, and they all snap together. So
correct.
There's no rattles in the back of your Jeep, which I despise rattles. So
yeah, and now if you saw, we've been running those in the Gladiator. Actually, my dad's Gladiator is full of those wolf packs. We've had them in there for going on a year. Those ones, and they've worked out really, really good. So it's really nice to see. A lot of those products that we sell, we've used for quite a while, and you really figure out how well they work when it's negative 15 degrees, and you have to get your plastic stuff to open up.
Well, it's pretty awesome venturing out a little bit, like you said. I think you had is it Fast over the other day, the diesel guys? Am I that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, Fast. Yeah, the guys Fast. They're from the diesel side of the world. They were at the shop last week. They stopped in and were visiting, just kind of doing a little dealer checkup, and we sell and install their products for quite a while now. It's so cool because a lot of ours is all relationship, and all this stuff we use, like our armor, we use a lot of Victory 4x4. Well, we're friends with the guys. We use a lot of there's certain companies that everybody always asks, well, why do you use that? And I'm like, well, dude, because I have a cell phone number, and we're all. We all try to do a very good job for everyone.
Right, and I run their sister company on my Jeep, their JCR stuff. I mean, it's a sister company.
100%.
They still make solid stuff.
Yeah, and it works out really nice. And for us, it's pretty cool. It makes a really cool community that way of cool rigs. I mean, we've built right now on the docket coming up. We have some really nice builds that are getting ready. You'll be seeing in the next couple months. Unfortunately, because of COVID, parts like availability, we just have to wait on a lot of stuff.
Okay.
And SEMA's a no-go, right?
Yeah, SEMA's a no-go. Honestly, that might be a blessing in disguise. Well, it's disheartening, but it's almost a blessing in disguise because what I had on tap to build this year, 2 of them, I don't even know if I could have finished them.
Oh, okay.
Like that and that's a truly honest thing. I'm sure we would have finished them, but it may have killed.
What are you working on it so early for? I thought this was like Discovery Channel or something. You do it in like 2 days.
Start in November.
It is. We did one in 3 days last year. It was freaking horrible. And I was so I was stressing out. Like, dude,
yeah. That's when you're in your prime.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but and that's what we always say is like, no matter what, when we get done with it, I'm gonna hate it regardless.
Yeah.
So and be like, oh, this is not even close to what I expected and all this stuff. So you might as well stress over it for a week instead of like 7 months.
That's the best time to come help you though, because you put like 3 bolts on, and you're like, "Oh my god, thank you, saved me."
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, cool.
Dude,
Saved you like
half
15 minutes, but that was like a half a day to you.
Yeah, dude, I'm like half asleep, and you're like, Ken, you can quit saying thank you. Like, Jason, I love you. I love you, man. Thank
Oh
you
my
so
god,
much.
that was so awesome. You put that bolt
You don't understand. You don't understand. Like, screw this Jeep. I hate this. I don't even want to do this.
on. This is dumb.
This is dumb. And then you're like, this is so cool.
Yeah, right?
It is. It's so fun. It is. And that's where this year's so weird though. Like, I'm excited to be home for Halloween, and that was like a crazy thing. But like, I was talking to my oldest daughter who's in 2nd grade. I said, well, hey, I'm gonna be home for Halloween, and she's like crying, giving me hugs, like it's so excited.
That's
I'm like,
Nice.
oh, yeah, it's great, but next year, that's gonna be a tough one. She's like, Dad, I don't want you to ever like. I just want you to be around for Halloween. I'm like, maybe we'll have to ship stuff out, and I get to
Maybe you just need to ship your kids out. Just have them trick-or-treating through Las Vegas. What could go wrong?
Dude, I mean, yeah, what could go wrong?
Maybe you should just
100%.
call SEMA and be like, "Yo, dude, Halloween weekend's a bad weekend. Like, move it
Yeah.
to
Dude, that
Listen,
ain't gonna work
you've already
for me,
canceled
man.
it. Let's bump it up.
yeah."
Let's bump this up. Yeah, like, dude, my stuff's gonna be half finished anyway. Let's just bump it up a week. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like,
We bump
No,
it up
it's
to
pretty
a
fun.
month where no one's really doing anything.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah.
Late September.
September. Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
Yeah, because October's bow hunting season for us.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Halloween
huh?
happens,
Yeah.
and then deer season, Thanksgiving, Christmas. So that's like a bad end of the year to put it in, or make
Yeah.
it like January when nothing else is going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you guys have been around for like Christmas, like December and stuff like that. Half the time, I'll just be sitting there and not even talk. You're like, why is it like because he's burnt out.
Burnt out from SEMA, and he's shipping orders for Christmas orders, and
Yeah.
Yep.
And then just January hits, and then it's put it into EJS gear.
yeah,
Yeah, you're like,
or snow adventure season for us.
Yeah.
correct.
For that
And-
mancation trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I believe my brain is pickled for like 2 months.
Yeah,
It's too much.
No,
Too
it's
much.
but yeah, this year's gonna be. Yeah, it is. This year's gonna be a lot of fun for like taking it a little bit easier at that aspect. And then, my father. So on the EVO side of the house, my father he goes elk hunting every other year. So he's actually headed to Colorado. Him and a couple of his buddies, they go out like tent camping it, climbing the mountains, shooting elk. So
Nice,
he's
nice.
heading out, and I'm not sure if he's taking his Gladiator or if they're going to take one of their buddies' Rams. But that's always kind of cool too to see him like be able to
I feel like
and
he
that's
should
where
probably take the Gladiator.
I think you should take Ken's Ram.
Ooh.
ooh
A lot of
yeah.
rad
I
shots, a
think
lot
you
of
should
rad
definitely
photos.
get some elk blood in the back.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. My brand new truck. No. My father, he's known to back into a lot of things, and he has a nice bumper on the back of his Gladiator. He don't need to back in stuff in my truck. No, it's pretty cool because and that's where like that whole brand falls in so well with all the stuff we do. I mean, we go kayaking, we go mountain biking. It all just ties into the stuff we like to do anyway. So it's pretty cool.
So
had
now
that
you're just
talk the other day.
well-rounded. You go from Jeeps to full-size trucks to Toyotas. I mean, it's
Mini
just
trucks,
you
yeah.
cover it all.
And Ken,
Correct,
we had that
correct.
talk the other day on the phone where it's like, yeah, I love beating up my Jeep in Moab, but when I go up for like a photography trip or a fly fishing trip in the UP, it's 12 hours. I'd much
Yeah.
rather be in like my wife's Colorado, nice and comfy
Right.
with heated seats and dry, because my Jeep's been leaking since the day I got it. Leaks water inside
Mm-hmm.
if it rains. And Colorado
Finally
doesn't.
figured that out. I think we got it narrowed down.
The rain?
No, the smoking thing.
No, the rain comes in from the ceiling.
Well, yeah, it does that too.
So like you're driving, you got to tuck your elbows in, otherwise you're going to get your elbows all wet. Like that's how it's been since day one.
It's so crazy to go from like my truck to your Jeep and like, this isn't that old of a car.
Right.
I'm getting
No,
wet.
it's not.
Like,
Well,
I have a glass roof in my truck and this isn't a problem.
Right. But it's leaked since the day I got it. It is what it is. It's one of those things that we talked about. There's a commitment you make to drive a Jeep every day. And that's one of the things
Yeah.
you're used to, is just being wet.
Just being uncomfortable and miserable. But hey, everyone waves at you, so it's cool.
It's kind of like driving a tent down the highway.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
in the misery club.
And I've got a hard time. It's like, but like when I drove up we took her little Colorado to the UP last year. And it did fine. We don't even have a 0.2. It's just a 4-wheel drive Colorado. And I'm like, dude, if we had 32s and a locker and a winch bumper, this little thing would be great for stuff like this. Like nothing crazy.
Yeah. And that's where that falls into. We have so many people reach out to us and say, hey, I got, let's say we got that Colorado. I want to make it a little bit more practical.
Yep.
And a little bit more capable. And then we sit down, see what the goals are in the long run. We figure out where the budget's going to be in the long run, and we can, work out a plan to do that. And it's just really cool because now I get all the photos sent back of like, oh my God, I had a customer with his brand new 4Runner head out to Washington. And so he did the whole trip, and they're sending photos along the way. And it's just cool to see so many people be able to do that. And that's the future.
And this year, I think, really pushed that because you can't go places, but you can go outside.
Correct. And you need to be self-sufficient. You need to be able to take care of everything by yourself. And that's been a really cool thing. And
I'm not sure if you heard the last episode, but we talked about that where, I usually pack that way anyway. But we went to the Port Austin area, and I packed a little extra just in case. And there was times when I was like, hey, I'm cooking dinner on the tailgate of the truck because no restaurants are open, or they're open with a 2-hour wait. But I can run to the grocery store and I can get, kielbasa, and I can cook it on my camp stove that I happen to throw in the truck. It wasn't as cool as like Jeremy from New Holland rolling out his bad freezer and having a fridge freezer and a camp stove, but I still was out there being self-sufficient, and that's a huge part of like your world where, there's a certain level of like expeditionness to it where you want to like kind of pose. But if you're doing stuff that like I like to do, being self-sufficient is a huge thing.
Yeah, 100%. And that's where we always say like the pose and the epic photo and all that is to do is to excite you to want to go do it. Right. You know what I mean? Like that's the big thing. Like the photos are beautiful and all that stuff. We don't want to see like social media and Instagram ruin our nature and ruin everybody's life or whatever. But we also, if it wasn't for some of those photos, people be going crazy. They wouldn't. I love like, okay, this week I'm not going to tour, unfortunately. I can't go up there, and I'm going to watch all those photos of everybody in the Keweenaw Peninsula of Michigan, and that I don't get mad at those people. I don't get jealous. I don't get envious. I'm excited for them. That's a big thing.
That's made you a better person than I am. I get jelly. I'm pretty jelly right now.
You're pretty butthurt. Always butthurt.
This is bullshit. I should be there.
I'm not mad. I'm just like, oh, it looks like a great time, man. Solid people. Check out that rig. I want to crawl under that rig. Like, that thing's sick.
Oh, yeah, I know. You're not like, F that guy or what. Like, no.
But I'm like super jealous. Yeah.
Poor decisions that have brought me to this.
You're sitting there all sad and mopey.
Cindy's already started her journey. She's coming up and she's camping along the way and seeing spots she wants to see. And I'm like,
yeah, and I found out more people, more friends are going to be there and stuff. My buddies from Wisconsin are going to be there. And, Bob,
the builder?
I can't pronounce. No, not Bob. Yeah, Bob from TNT, from TNT Customs out in Wyoming.
Okay.
Bob and Mary are great people, and Bob's actually coming out from Wyoming. I was like so bummed when I saw he was coming. I'm like, man, I wish I would. But and that goes back into the whole thing of like I told the family that this fall when SEMA got canceled, I said no events this fall. I will be around the whole entire time.
That's right.
And it's just I think it's going to be good for a little bit of a reset, and then you start refiguring out what is important and stuff like that. Like next year, I plan on doing a Keweenaw trip. Other than I want to go to tour, but I'd like to do a Keweenaw trip anyway, just to go up and go kayaking and stuff like that.
It's so good.
Oh, I was up. The last time I was up there, dude, I was a little kid. I'm sorry, a little kid. I was probably in like 7th grade or so when my parents. We went up for a 2-week vacation through the whole UP, through Wisconsin and stuff like that. And I took it for granted. I'm sure I was being a little butthead sitting in the backseat complaining about it or something.
My ColecoVision game is broke. This is stupid.
Are we going to be there yet? This is more trees.
Flies up here. There's a lot of flies.
Yeah, I went up there. Like I think the Keweenaw I like Munising a lot, but the Keweenaw is like one of my favorite places on the planet. Like it's just great. It's just amazing.
So I remember it, but I don't remember that much of it.
Okay.
Like you know what I mean? I remember going through Houghton and Hancock, where there's a drawbridge or whatever.
The drawbridge that divides them. Yep.
Yep, and both. I just remember the cities were very like it was like San Francisco, where it was like straight up, like all hilly streets and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't.
You get to Houghton, you stop at Roy's Pasties, you get you a pasty, you sit there and eat it by the drawbridge, and you continue through.
Okay.
Go stop at KBC and get you a red jacket, nice cold, fresh red jacket. It's an amber ale, and then you continue north.
Amber ale, okay. I didn't know if that was an actual jacket or
it's an amber ale. We call it the gay minor because the guy looks at you kind of side-eyed. But it's a good beer.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Jim, I want that.
Can we make this a thing? Let's make this a trip.
Honestly, I think it should. Well, there's another thing I want to do. I want to do a winter trip up there, not four-wheeling per se, but check out the ice caves and stuff like that. There's so much cool stuff around us that I think I take for granted and don't really, take the time to enjoy. And I really want to start doing that more.
Yeah, Eben's been on my list for the past 3 years. It's just hard to get to, and you never know when is a good time to get to Eben, the ice caves.
So my parents went up last year.
I know. I saw the pictures, and I was super jelly of that, too.
Yeah, were you angry? I hope you fall on the ice.
You just curse people like, "Damn you for having fun."
Yeah.
I'll be falling like your teeth out.
Well, and they do they do our Michigan DNR does like lantern hikes and stuff like that in those areas. Like, did you know that? Like, they'll do like and it's stuff that like I don't know. I just don't think of it. I guess, but like my parents were up there. They were snowshoeing and they were doing the Eben where they're like these massive ice caves.
Huge.
And people are ice climbing and stuff.
Yeah.
And they said it was crazy, like just really, really cool. Dude, it's only like a 5-hour drive from us. It's really not that bad.
Kelly Blades talked about that when we had him on, right? Yeah.
Eben is an amazing place. It's one of those things I'm like, no, I got to learn how to ice climb because I get to buy all kind of new cool equipment for that. All kind of rad stuff.
How far is the hospital? That's all I want to know.
Right.
Oh. Is that where I have to go? I have to patch you up.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I need a Band-Aid. I need a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
I got an ice axe stuck in my knee.
Oh, that looks bad. You should hold pressure on that.
I got an ice axe stuck in my knee. Like, oh.
You're all right? You're going to lay there until you get better. That's all I'm telling you.
Don't got to worry about ice in it. Just lay on the ground.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Put your knee in the snow. It'll stop the swelling.
There's also some really solid stuff along the Picture Rocks National Lakeshore. You can hike that because it freezes over. And all the waterfalls are frozen.
Oh, that sounds bad.
It's solid, dude.
Damn it.
But, now
Sounds so cold.
That's something to consider, too, because you're talking about the expedition side of the vehicles. You got to make sure your truck's ready for sub-zero with wind gusts. You got to have good tires, good suspension, good
We like
electronics.
Iceland and get those big balloon tires with a spike sticking out of them?
I'm down.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
do it.
But it goes
Let's go
back
across
to, like
Antarctica or something.
Well,
All right,
we're driving
maybe just a frozen lake here up in the UP. That should be fine.
Yeah. No, it is cool though to be like you say, to always be self-sufficient and then be bettering yourself. A lot of that learning skills and stuff like that, and it's a very cool community around that I really enjoy.
Which is kind of ironic because it is National Preparedness Month. I don't know if you knew that or not. September is.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Well, be prepared.
Yeah.
I can be
That's why
prepared next time. I'm not. What was it? -7 the last time we were camping outside.
Sleeping on the ground.
Dumbasses. Yeah. Oh, it's a -50 rated sleeping bag. My ass.
Dude, I'm hoping it's colder this year. We need a new record.
I'm gonna light everything on fire.
Well,
everything around me will be warm.
If I could find a decent rack for the JK, I would throw a rack on it for a tent. I just haven't found a rack that I think is Michiganable. Because some of them mount to the body, and I just know it's going to be a rust point.
Yeah. So that goes back into like a lot of the discussions we have on the expedition side. It's like this is kind of cool. Like the awning. We were on like a bat wing awning and stuff. Front runner makes quick disconnects. So like we're doing a Wrangler this week. I think he's coming in Thursday where we're doing front runner rack. We're doing a rooftop tent on it, and then we're doing a 270-degree awning on it with a quick disconnect. Because I explained to him, like, dude, you understand, like, these are very nice tents. These are very expensive tents. If you hit this tent on a tree, it's not going to be happy.
Right.
You know,
they don't cover
so,
that
like,
under warranty.
No, they're not going to. They're not. They probably won't even answer the phone. I won't answer. I'll be like, huh.
Any tent company out there listening, if you had like a smash it on a tree warranty, I'm
Right.
thinking you'd sell.
Oh yeah, that'd be a great one. That's a long-term plan. Yeah, that's great. That'd be
Not a good business plan, you think?
you know, it's
Replacing ripped
questionable.
up sides all the time.
Yeah. Oh, you smash it on the side. Oh, it's a maple tree, so it's not covered.
That's
but
fully covered under warranty.
If it was a poplar, you'd be in business.
Yeah, there you go. So it's that whole thought process, you know, like and it's little stuff like that. Like when we put awnings on them, we always run our awnings on the driver's side. So at least that way, either we put a quick release on the awning so you can take it off if stuff's getting gnarly, or you have it on the driver's side. If you look at my Chief, I have an awning on the driver's side. Well, it's because I stick my head out the window and make sure I'm not going to smoke on a tree.
Right.
You know, it's just some of that stuff. Thinking about it and maybe you don't want to be in the tightest, craziest stuff, and just kind of, you know, go get that nice fishing spot. So
This is like a northeast woods problem.
I've thought about that a lot
Yeah.
lately.
Everyone out in the desert's like, I came close to a cactus once.
Right, once.
you know, one.
I've been thinking about a lot, though, because like you said, I mean, being self-sufficient, like talking to the wife, she's even kind of like, wow, we're talking about going to the Dark Sky Park in October. And she's like, you know, she's like, if we had a rooftop tent for the Colorado, we wouldn't need to worry about a room. I'm like, I know. That's what I'm saying. Because, you know, we don't know if the hotels are going to be full or if they're going to be re-COVIDed or un-COVIDed.
Dude, it's a weird time right now.
Right,
it's
but
just
it's
so
helped
weird.
me get more adventure gear because the wife's starting to get on board with like rooftop tents and stuff like that for her truck, so we can go more places safely.
Well, the way I see it is you can't afford not to, really, Jim.
Right.
It's kind of awesome that this is kind of it has kind of created that. Even like I'm starting to get to like, you know, you're like what. You know, your adventure stuff that you're into, like, how could this benefit the family to get the hell out of here when the world comes to an end?
Right.
Like, well, yeah, I can put a tent on the truck and we can live in there away from everyone and escape.
And thinking about that thing with Ken, I was like, that'd be nice to have a spot to be toasty, come out of it. And if you saw what Jeremy's doing, he put a diesel heater in his tent.
Yeah.
Dude, we were messaging back and forth. I told him that the first person that asked him, like, hey, because it looks like a dryer vent coming out the side of his rooftop tent. Okay,
right.
So it looks kind of funny, and you always get people asking questions, and questions are good. But I was like, you got to look at them straight face and be like, that's my sanitation system. So I have a bathroom in my rooftop tent. I was like, you can't don't even you got to practice this.
That's the stink.
That would
Be
hilarious. I think I'd probably run a special tube in there and dump out yesterday's old coffee.
Well, just imagine that
the people next to you.
That person, he'd be whispering, dude, you guys know that guy got a shitter in the top of his rooftop now. Like, holy cow! Like, you got to play it off.
That's the stink pipe.
You got to play that off.
That's,
no.
Oh,
yeah,
that's the liquid drain. I have a separate tank for the solids.
That's a turd burner right there. We just burn it right.
That runs off our crap, Clark.
See, and that, I don't know. There's always all kinds of cool stuff. You know?
Oh, dude, there's rad stuff. And I've been looking, for her Colorado. As you know, I've been looking for a truck for a minute, trying to figure out what my next plans are going to be and what they're going to include, and just knowing that there's so much just craziness out there. I've already got 3 different trucks built in my head that I haven't even purchased yet. But like, if I got this, I could do that.
So many
it's
options.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's just nothing, and embrace that nothing is going to be perfect for everyone.
No.
I like that OEM manufacturers are really stepping up their game in that aspect as well. They're really starting to consider that as the trend and building vehicles in that direction.
Well, Toyota's been doing it forever.
Toyota's been doing it forever.
But now Ford's got
Ford's stepping up their game.
2 or 3 trucks because they've got the Tremor. Mm-hmm. That's out already, the 250 Tremor. They're dropping a Tremor Ranger in 21.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's going to be rad.
Okay.
10-speed, upgraded suspension, 2-inch lift, 32-inch
official
tires.
Information?
It's on 21. It's on the website. If you Google
really?
it. Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, wow.
32-inch
Jason, where you
tires.
been?
And,
I don't know.
And
Off the interwebs.
And a locker from the factory.
Dude,
Okay.
that's pretty rad.
And
I mean, the F-150s already had a locker in the rear. They obviously have the Raptor edition.
Right.
But I know even their newest model. I watched the 2021 preview, and they had the power inverter, the seats that recline fully. I mean, kind of like, if you're a construction worker, this works for you. But if you're an outdoors enthusiast, this also works for you. I'm like, wow, I really
it's just
stepping
so
up
weird.
their game.
Well, who would have thought though? Like even a year or two ago, if you're like, OEM manufacturers, they're gonna start building bug out vehicles for you, and you're like, what? Like what? Like what?
Yeah.
No, and it's a weird thing to wrap your head around. I think.
I can't wait for the new 2020 Chevy Cavalier with EMP shielding under the hood. Like,
did you want?
GM,
we have a carbureted. We have a.
They focused a lot on the Corvette. They're probably going to step it up. They got the Colorado.
ZR2?
Yeah.
ZR2 is one of the leading little bug out trucks right now.
The Silver. I mean, even the Trail Boss Silverado is pretty. Wow. I mean, we saw it in action. It was pretty capable for a full size truck.
Who had that?
The 589, right? Wasn't that a full size?
Yeah, it was a full size. I don't know
if
it wasn't a
I thought it was like Trail
Boss, but it was their build 589.
Yeah. But I mean, that was pretty hardy.
Yeah, they built a really nice truck, but I'm not the whole Chevy thing, man. You know what they do? The one thing Chevy does great.
Put square wheel wells with round tires.
No.
Sorry, Chevy fans. I'm sorry. It's true.
I can't wait till Chevy's new donor vehicle is coming out. The drivetrains are great. Other than that,
right. We can't seem to figure out the wheel well situation, but we make a great engine. You can swap it into anything.
Yeah, you guys. So we
totally
made it easy.
The small block Chevy, we've revamped it. It's another great swap option. Put it in anything.
It's another great swap. I was gonna say, 2022 guys, we made our PCMs actually standalone now. We unhooked it from everything.
Right. We've just made just sell the engine. I think they do in their catalog. You can just standalone.
But they should just start like pre-smashing the truck. And they just have them wrecked on the lot. You can buy them already wrecked and rip the stuff out
for a discount. Buy our test vehicles. We know you just want the engine anyway.
Yeah, dude. Well, nobody wants the Chevy ZZ Performance or whatever. Really expensive.
They don't want it out of the catalog.
And I don't want that. That's expensive. I want the wrecked truck.
I don't want the $5,000 V8. I want the $300 V8 out of the wrecked truck with $150K on it.
I'm rebuilding it.
And I'm going to bounce it off the rev limiter.
Yeah, 100%. Like that. Dude, see, that's a solution. Though.
That's where we're at.
I love the ZR2. It's a great little truck. It came out with a lot of fire. But what they did in the new 2500, 1500 series with those lights just kills me. I can't get by it. My father-in-law works for GM. We're supposed to be a GM family, but
why does it always? It's always like who decided?
I was like, can I talk to your truck guys, please?
Can I slap them?
Yeah.
What?
Do you see what everyone else is doing? Yeah. You see Dodge and Ford Do you see what they're doing?
Wasn't it painful though? As soon as they showed that thing, everybody and their brother is just literally making fun of it so bad it's not even fun. And I know people hate new things. I understand that, but that was terrible.
We're gonna make a tailgate turns into a staircase. It's pretty rad.
Yeah, people hate new things until they don't. The new Ford, the Bronco came out with all kind of fanfare.
Yeah.
The only people that hate it are Jeep people. Jeep people hate it because they don't like anything that's competition.
Hate it.
Oh, yeah.
So much hate.
Yeah.
We even need to talk about the sign.
The sign at Hollyoaks.
The sign.
Yeah.
It's so much hatred. It says Bronco, and apparently if you have a vehicle with a Ford letter name, it is just offensive.
Because you can see the Hollyoaks and New Off-Road Park open this weekend.
Yeah.
And you can see the Ford paid a lot of money, from what I can gather, for the rights to shoot there and do a bunch of films for the Bronco.
Right,
and,
which
testing.
benefits the park, opening up for the people.
Yeah.
Goes towards the park. They put a bunch of features in. But people are like, there's a Bronco sign out there. Is Jeep going to get a sign? Is Fiat going to get a sign? Are there going to be a sign for Samurais and there going to be a sign for Razors? No, dude. Ford paid for that. If Jeep wants to throw money at the park, don't put a Jeep sign up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say.
They can make a bigger one. Make it bright neon yellow that lights up and shoots fireworks every day. Yeah. If they wanted to, they could.
If Kia builds a mountain, we could call it Kia Mountain. I don't care.
Right. Oh yeah.
But you know, dude, people are silly. You know how it is.
But every like what 3 days on one of the local Jeep forums, there's like people hating on that sign. I'm like, bro.
They drive by it and then they snap a picture and like, what is this all about?
Yeah.
What is this, the
And
Bronco Park?
First
like,
off,
you know what? Yeah, it is. You're
first
not
off-
allowed.
Yeah, it is. Yep,
First
you're not
off-
allowed there. Yep.
There's a search function on Facebook.
Yeah.
Little magnifying
What?
glass. You type in search and say Bronco sign.
It's actually a site. I think it's called Let Me Google It For You.
GTS.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So it's like
Jason, I like this whole thing. How you got off the internet for a little while. Maybe I should do that.
It's
I should burn it.
glorious. It's glorious.
It's
I
pretty
just
rad.
catch up
Painful.
every now and then, usually on the show.
Yeah, usually on the
Yeah,
show,
it-
and like because I've seen that we've got a bunch of messages that you haven't read yet that I left there for you to read because they're like,
Oh
you
shit.
want to be a brand ambassador for whatever.
Oh, I figured it was our normal single, no-follower Russian girls that really like our show for some reason and think we should
Wait
be
a minute.
brand ambassador for some Japanese apparel brand or something.
Wait.
What's going on?
That's what it was.
She messaged you too.
Yeah,
Oh,
What? That
I don't feel so
I'm telling you
special
what.
anymore.
she's trying to be part of the Deathewobble family.
Yeah,
Deathwobble.
I think we
Oh.
got a message from a couple of people. It was like the same message. Like, okay, yeah, sure.
Oh, well,
Sure, Nadia,
okay.
I'll
that's-
get right on that.
I thought. Okay.
Yeah, let me hit you up.
So am I gonna get my money back, or how does this work?
Based on my Instagram page. Yeah, okay. I haven't, I really don't post on that in a while. And
I
got off
like
the
your
grid.
vibe on your. I like your vibe.
Oh, you got that too? Nah, damn it! I'm so insulted now. I thought that
You
was
thought
just
you had
me.
something special.
Yeah.
I thought I had some. I just killed your vibe.
Oh, whatever.
What vibe?
This
So-
always goes off the rails.
Straight off the rail, and we're
Dude.
screaming at each other, so nobody's be able to hear us. You're gonna turn-
Oh, I'm so sorry.
it's gonna be
You-
brutal.
I'm not. I'm not. I'll
I
just
mean,
yell
apologize
louder.
because if you've listened this long, you've already turned your volume down.
Yeah, it's your
Just-
problem.
I've not.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
would adjust. I would adjust that.
I
but
just
I
keep
would.
grimacing. Like, yeah, that was loud.
Oh, it's loud in our ears. It's got to be killer for you.
This guy is drunk.
Well,
Maybe
yeah,
not.
it's
No.
possible. I don't,
So,
know. I don't know.
but-
We've put a hurting on this bottle.
Is there anything that Evo looks forward to building that you haven't built yet?
I like how you try to keep it official.
I'm trying,
I
dude. I'm
appreciate
trying
that.
as hard.
You're trying. You're
It's like
trying. You're trying
wrangling
really hard.
cats.
Well,
Like I put a bunch of meth in their bowl and they're just.
Bunch of catnip crackhead cats.
no. Well, so a lot of it is you'll see in the next couple of months. I already have we have a lot of builds on the book, so it's looking like I'm just excited for that whole community that circles around that, and I really like we've been doing a lot of 5th gen Toyota stuff, so like the brand new one,
Right.
and shoot, and they turn out really good. So that's exciting. In my terms of personally buying anything, I've been told I am full on projects and I cannot acquire any more projects.
Okay.
Did not say I'm not looking for any. That'd be a lie. But I am told I am over capacity on projects.
So what you're saying is every time I come across something awesome, I should definitely send it
Send
to
it
you.
to
You
them.
need to quit
Like
sending
I
me
continue
pictures.
to do.
What I'm thinking is,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like someone has to have it when I come across something.
You know what I
awesome.
want? What I really want?
What are
A
you
pin
looking for?
scour.
A what?
a pin
You know,
scour,
a
Yeah.
like a
pin scour.
Unimog.
You know a pin scour?
I
It's
saw
kinda
one
like
the other
Unimog,
day.
but
I saw one the other
did
day.
you?
Yeah, I
You could
almost
probably
sent it to
send
you.
me the
I'm like, he's
picture.
probably sick
Yeah.
of me sending in crap.
I'm thinking we should
It
talk.
was.
I am.
It was. It was a pretty good deal actually, and it needed some
Oh,
work,
well,
but
can't
it was
afford
a
not to,
decent
so.
amount of work.
We should talk him into
Well,
building
I-
us a 2nd gen like 4Runner.
It was worth it.
And we just put stickers on it for him and drive it around
I like it.
like marketing. It's a
I like
write off.
those.
It's a
Those
write
are-
off for him.
Oh yes, 100%. We definitely need more write-offs. of how many
Huge write-off.
projects I have. Yeah, we need more of them. Yeah, my family would be super happy with that one.
Sponsor me, bro.
You're like, Dad, I need shoes. You're like, look at this pin scour. It's a pile of crap, but isn't it cool?
Look at the Tacoma
No, I
I just
don't-
bought for Jim. Like he put my
Yeah.
sticker on it.
Yeah, that paid the bill. Like,
That
hey
helped me a
guys,
lot. Oh.
yeah, hey guys, I kind of got to pay the mortgage. Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
like exposure.
Well,
Did you offer?
but
Did you offer to pay the bank in exposure?
But that awesome show that happened this weekend,
Yeah,
I
put,
drove near it.
His sticker, then our sticker, then PNC Bank or whoever. Sponsored by
Yeah,
Farm
yeah,
Bureau. on
yeah.
some-
Yeah,
like it.
sponsored by
Yeah.
Farm Bureau. They're like, hey guys, we're just gonna trade for some exposure. See
Yeah.
how this works. I should actually talk to our banker about
I have
that.
over 1,000 followers on Instagram. Like,
Yeah, I think the banks really need to up their game and get involved with the follower count.
Yeah.
And
so how many likes is it going to take? Yeah, how many likes is it going to take for you to waive my monthly mortgage? I mean, guys.
I know I can't make the mortgage, but have you seen how much engagement I had this month?
Hey, Dunning Toyota, if you're listening, Dunning Toyota, let me know. I'll throw a sticker on it.
I'll give you a shout out on the story. I want a Voodoo Blue Toyota TRD Pro.
Yeah. I'll totally tag you.
I'll tag you every day.
Totally tag you. Every day. No, it's fun. It's just fun to build some stuff that's cool to see it go all over the country. That's been the biggest. It's always so cool to see somebody take their family or their. I've been a lot of
to
people
really utilize it, and that's awesome.
Yeah, and just go explore. That's a more fun, and that's where I get frustrated a little bit. Where we go back to the whole everybody's oh hey, tell me a good trail or whatever. I'm dude, go find your own. I understand it can be overwhelming at first, but
I'd have time to go on those awesome trails, but I'm too busy building your stop.
yeah, right. No, I just tell you I'm always good at finding good food. Hey, the trail is here, but hey, they have really killer pizza.
I really liked your statement though that you made. Have your adventure, not mine.
100%, and that is just work harder, man. All you gotta do is work a little harder.
Yep.
That's what we found, and Jim, we were discussing that hiking and stuff. You just gotta just hike a little bit further, and you'll see some amazing stuff, and there won't be any people around.
Yep, just don't go a little further. Cause I had that experience when I was at Canyon Falls up north in UP. Everybody stopped. The trail kept going. There was an established trail, but everybody stopped at the viewing platform. Well, I went past it, and I was actually down at falls level, and it was amazing.
Okay.
Then I started getting
you had to work a little harder.
I walked back. People were how'd you get down there? I'm like, there's a trail. Just follow the trail. And they look down. I'm yeah, we're good. It was a rocky
Not
washout.
about that life. Yeah.
If you ain't about that life, you ain't gonna have that adventure.
Yeah.
No, 100%. And I'm kind of excited to see these the dark sky park you were talking about, the the photos. And are you going to see trying to see the Aurora Borealis type stuff, Northern Lights, or what?
I will see what I can see. So when we were in, I'm working on my nighttime photography. I'm not sure anything about photography, but shooting stars is kind of rough because the world's moving.
Do you know Asa Meadows?
I know of Asa. I know Asa's quite the photography guy and outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
Asa's a great guy, too, and he would be one to follow on his social media. Asa Lee Meadows. Asa's a really good guy. He's been doing some really cool nighttime photography, and he's just a very good guy.
So the issue I'm running into is I'm starting to get into the issue with star trails when I take the photo and I do long exposure. You have to do long exposure to get the light you need, right? Because it's so dark.
Okay.
But then if you do it too long, you get it's blurry because the stars moved.
Did you say freeze?
Yeah, stop.
Oh, that didn't work.
So I got to work on that's my new kind of venture. So I'm gonna try to get up there and get. My real goal is to shoot and get a good clear shot of the Milky Way first.
Okay.
And the Northern Lights would be super rad, and I would love that. But I'm not. It's one of those you don't really bank on that.
Have you ever seen the Northern Lights?
Once, and it was surreal, but it wasn't as far north as I'd like to be, and I was actually in a pretty wooded area, so I only saw glimpses of it.
I actually saw it near Luddington.
Okay.
I was talking about the 2-week trip my parents took us on when I was a kid.
Right.
We were actually, it was the day that trip started. We left at 3 or 4 in the morning, and we were up near Luddington at, it was probably 5, so it was still dark out.
Okay.
And Luddington, if you hold your hand up like a mitten in Michigan, it's your pinky, that kind of area, I guess I would say. And yeah, we actually got to see the Northern Lights just driving down the highway, and it was dude, it was really cool. So my daughter Olivia, who's in 2nd grade, she is a freak about them. We've been trying to get to a spot where she can see the Northern Lights. And Amanda's been watching the calendar and stuff like that. And certain times they're better, but
there's some pretty rad apps that'll tell you what dates have the best. And I don't know how it's gonna be with all the smoke right now. The smoke could either make it better or worse, because there's more particles in here to reflect it.
Now, have you seen it where you can stare at the sun and everything right now? And it doesn't even hurt your eyes because the smoke.
I wouldn't stare at it, but yeah, you can look at it. It's not too bad. Like,
I have not heard of such a thing. I wouldn't recommend such a thing. The Off-Road Garage podcast is not recommending you stare at the sun.
But, like, if you look, when you come home from work, if you look at the sun, it's like modded out, and it's not like it's supposed to be. It's like shielded. It looks way different.
That's what
normal.
I mean by that. Yeah.
I guess I don't normally consider looking at the sun.
Oh, you know, I work night shift, right?
Saying, yeah.
So I drive to work. I drive west,
Yeah.
so I see it every day.
Right.
And then, like yesterday and today, it looks way different because the smoke's blowing in, and it's like protecting us from the sun. It's crazy.
Well, I just stare at the sun, and it's like, what the heck,
West
man?
Coast is on fire.
Yeah, that's how Ken
I
goes.
think thoughts to you guys out there.
You gotta say, I hate rabbits, and it'll go away.
Is that how it works? Because I don't believe in that. My
Yeah.
wife does that, and I laugh at her every time. Like, I don't know what you think that's doing, but science says that's not a thing.
Okay, well, let's ask our followers. Do you guys do the I hate rabbit thing, or do you guys just go
we're taking a follower poll,
and hope it does the best for you,
or you just move, or stay not,
and just suck it up? Yeah.
or you just eat it like a champ,
like a man.
like a man. Just eat it.
I
Smell
watched
like smoke
Ladder
the next
41. I can do this.
Day. You just cleansed with smoke.
Man, it's rough out there, though.
Just make sure you're burning sage. You'll be all right.
Yeah. It's spiritual.
Jeez.
It's spiritual. You
Dude,
cleanse yourself with the smoke.
Is that how that works?
Not like part of Fred Bear.
I don't know.
It'll cleanse the soul.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that is. I think that's give your longbow right now, Ted.
Yeah.
It makes you feel more one with nature when you wake up in the morning. You're like,
Did I smoke a cigar
smell
last night?
your clothes. Is there a cat in here? Because something shit in my mouth. Oh, you're like, I smell it. Wake up smelling like smoke. That's manly.
I'm like, I haven't been to a bar in forever. Oh, you can't smoke at bars anymore. What the heck is this smell?
What the heck do I stink like? What were you burning last night? Get some actual wood.
Dude, it's a crazy thing. That whole west side of the country, I feel terrible for them because
Yeah.
it's 2020. What else is next?
Oh, yeah, it's not what we've had. I think Asteroid. That's coming next month,
Asteroid
right?
and sandworms.
We got sandworms now?
Yeah. Like tremors coming out to get
Tremors?
I didn't even know about that.
Terrifying.
So my uncle
Oh,
posted
that'd be terrifying.
on Facebook, right? I guess there's a movie coming out called like Dune. It's about sandworms. And when
Didn't
he
we
posted
have this movie called Tremors?
and he posted it, and I was
when we were
like, is that an actual prediction for 2020? It's like this, I had to actually go read it to figure out what he was talking about. Because we already had murder hornets. Why not sandworms? Like
that would be terrifying. It's taking me back to like nightmares as a child. I'm just doing my thing. Next thing I know, a worm eats me. Ugh.
the messed up part is like
No warning.
I am Bert now. Like I got the camouflage on.
You're close to Bert.
I'm Bert.
Hey, you're definitely my Bert.
That makes you Earl.
Screwed.
Earl lives. Earl survives. You're good.
Does he?
Earl was
Does he really?
Earl was the guy with the J20 truck.
Yeah, that's true. That's pretty rad. All right. I guess I'm good with that.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
That makes
It's
Ken
been a long time
Kevin Bacon.
since I've.
Hey, there you go. I'm down for that.
I don't know what
It's
it's
close enough. Kevin, Ken. It's yeah.
Yeah, close enough. Dude, at some point, all this stuff has to become comical, and you just like,
Dude, you gotta laugh or you're gonna go crazy, bro. That's what it comes down to at this point.
oh, 100%. That's why I stare at the sun. Because I just kind of
That's why I stare
check
at the
this
sun.
out.
Best quote ever on this show, and we're out.
The world makes sense again.
The world makes sense again, and that's why I stare at the sun.
Oh, that's amazing.
This is quite possibly the best, worst episode ever.
So off the rails.
So off the rails.
Oh, man.
It's supposed to help you and promote what you got going on.
Just talking about EVO, we're talking about sandworms.
Sandworms and off the rails. And
If you're gonna build an EVO truck for sandworm preparedness, where do you start?
Where do you start?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure our 6 listeners have clicked off by now.
Dude,
I'm calling Daryl from Victory tomorrow and be like, "Hey, I need some expandable sliders in case sandworms try to eat me. They pop out."
Yeah.
I don't sink in the sand when the sandworms try burrowing under my truck.
So you're voting on sandworms. I don't know.
It's actually a movie that's coming out like in
Yeah.
theaters. But when I just saw the screenshot, I was like, huh, because we're at the point 2020 where I believed it. I like had to check it and I'm like, oh, it's a movie. Okay, cool.
Dude.
Oh my
You
God.
fact check it on CNN, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah.
We're good. I googled like sandworms 2020.
You know who's going to survive sandworms? Our friends who rip it at the sand dunes
Yeah.
with the sand paddles. They
Nate.
can escape the sandworms.
Yeah.
Nate's-
no, see, yeah.
Nate's to be hucking over them.
That's going to be the best picture ever. Someone please Photoshop that of Nate
Oh,
hucking
man.
over a sandworm coming out of the ground.
Oh, dude.
Oh, God, this has gone off the rails so bad. Where did this go so awry? I love it.
When you called Ken,
I had an idea. Let's go Ken tonight.
he's like, I'm on my patio checking out fireflies. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's talk about EVO.
Cool. And then
Yeah, you're like, well,
sandworms.
the sun went down, so I stare at that. I'm just looking up at the stars. It's great.
These stars are boring and they're so not bright.
My retinas feel great.
They don't even hurt my eyes.
My retinas, I still see the sun. It's permanently
Dude,
burned
it-
in.
It is beautiful out here. I tell you what, I was talking to. Do you get to see the stars where you live?
Yeah, we're country enough that we see them pretty well.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Okay,
We're not
good.
totally blocked out.
South and east of here, you get blocked out pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, you see like the big ones. You'll see Orion, but nothing else.
I don't know their names. I just know there's a bunch of them. out
Orion's
there.
like the 3 dots in a row. It's his belt.
Yeah, Amanda, my wife knows all this. She'll like point them
There's
all out.
a
Wow.
Google. I think doesn't Google have like the star app or
There's
something
an
like
app you can use and actually
Yeah.
point it at the star, and they'll tell you what
that?
you're looking at.
Yeah, my kids were doing it. We were up in up north.
No, they weren't. They were taking selfies.
No,
Yeah, I
they
was
were
gonna say, they
they
were-
got
they were
tired of taking
TikToking.
selfies and they were totally doing that, and then probably hashtagging "Look at me, look at the stars" or something.
Yeah. Hashtag
well-
stargazer. Hashtag
Yeah.
stargirl.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, at some point they're like, "Oh, wait, I might be learning something. I better quit doing this."
Yeah. This is almost like homeschooling.
Yeah,
People
that's that.
accuse
No,
me of learning.
nope, not gonna do that.
Oh God.
Here's a question for Evo. Have
Yeah.
you found any reliable companies that make solid fishing rod holders that are protected from the elements?
Ooh,
Other than just screwing a
I-
piece of PVC to my truck.
no,
Is that
not
like
a piece of
Isn't that
PVC.
an ocean thing, or is that like
Well, like my
that's
fly
a Great
rod's
Lakes
my
thing?
fly rod's a 10-footer.
Okay.
So like I like to have it assembled. and
You,
I just,
gotta mount it on the front of your
You like to
vehicle?
have it assembled?
No,
That's what I
like
was gonna
on-
ask. 'Cause my
along
fly
the
rod,
s-
I take
along
mine.
the
I
side.
take mine apart.
Oh, okay.
So like along like an awning.
I got you.
So I can get to the river and it's already put together. instead
That's
of-
not my thing, so I'm ignorantly asking
Cause
what the deal with
I
that
well,
is.
so when I salmon fish, we go out at like we'll go salmon fishing right now,
Okay.
and we'll fish till like
Yep.
3 a.m.
Yeah, I know
Yep.
guys who do that.
So-
I'm pretty sure they do snagging.
And we
But-
fish, we fly fish for 'em.
Yeah.
Well, no, Jason, that is not. That there's rules.
I'm not
against
talking about
snagging.
you gentlemen. I know you gentlemen
Okay.
do the right thing and actually do it for a sport.
Yeah.
I know some individuals who I'm pretty sure just straight up try and snag the fish.
Yeah, so-
I'm like, you guys are animals and you ruin it for everybody, and I hate you.
So when I get to like the riverhead at this time, it's dark. I like to have my stuff
Yeah.
assembled, so I throw my pack on, I grab my rod, and I go.
It
Versus,
sounds
Okay,
awesome.
that makes sense.
I want to check it
That-
out.
it's
I'm gonna
rad.
check it
I mean,
out.
Dude,
there's-
it is. Now, Jason, have you ever actually like, put waders on and been out like doing that? Any of that
Absolutely
stuff?
not.
Okay,
No.
it is the most. Jim, here, what? Tell me your opinion, because I feel standing in there. Not even. I'm not saying catching a fish, but standing in the river with your waders on, like feeling the river fight you,
Yep.
and moving, like flipping your fly rod back and forth, is the most like tranquil moment you can possibly have.
Oh, dude, it's amazing. Because especially like you're fishing, it'll be crisp. It'll be like 48, 50 degrees. It'll be the
Yeah.
water rushing. You'll feel it against your legs. You'll see the stars in the sky, and you really can't see anything but the outline of the river, the banks. And then
Yep.
it's peaceful and serene. And then a 40-pound fish will smack you in the nuggets.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to try it. 'Cause
unreal.
I want to bring one
No,
home.
I think
Because my wife,
I think
you
you
guys
would
know,
love it.
throws down on cooking.
Right.
And I totally want to bring her
Yep.
a sweet salmon and be like,
Here's,
Cook this
here's,
up.
here's what Daddy brought.
cook it up.
Yeah.
Cook it up. Let's
It's just-
eat this bad boy. I'm going to name it. It tastes that much better.
It is interesting though once you step into the water, how you feel it. That river, nature is relentless,
Oh, yeah.
and that river just never.
It
It
generally
doesn't
wins.
let up on pushing you. It's just weird. It's just but it's super fun, and all you have to do is relax and look. Like you have to concentrate on
Just-
trying to hit that
Oh.
fly in the one spot, and it is fun. Like it's super fun.
Until you find the one hole. and your rubber pants fill up with water.
That sounds
that's not so cool.
not
That's
amazing.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Nature
Well, this
versus
is how I
nurture.
die.
Nature wins every time.
Because I did that when I fell in and went over my chin, up to my chin.
Okay.
And I felt my waders filling up,
Okay.
and all my stuff was floating out of my fly vest. So I'm like trying to grab my equipment. Instead of swimming, I'm grabbing my equipment because it's expensive.
That's not selling me on this, right? I
just gotta watch out
I
for
just want to go
holes.
catch a fish, all right? And I
why
want
they
to
have-
eat the
Yeah.
fish.
That's why they have
'cause I
wader.
love.
That's why they
I
make
like,
wading poles, so you
Yeah.
can check the holes before you step into them. I was just walking like,
Yeah. No. See.
and my buddy who I fly
I'm
fish
all
with a
down
lot
for-
is deaf in his one ear. So I went down.
gotta
I'm
stay on
like,
his left side?
yo, blah, 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 yo, and he never heard me. He's out there. I came up, I saw him casting. I'm like, I'm over here.
I'm driving.
He's just having a great time.
Oh, yeah, he's like, man, it was peaceful out there. And I'm like, I almost died. He comes back, and I'm on the bank, and I got all my stuff peeled off, and I got taking my fleeces off. He's like, what are you doing, bro? You get hot? I'm like, no, dude, I was in the water for like 7 minutes. Like,
Jim, you're not supposed to tell him about that part.
Oh yes, that's not selling me on this. I think you and my cousin already had that conversation. I'm probably not made for fly fishing.
you can
Is
watch
there-
the fire. You tend the fire at camp.
You just catch me a fish.
Yeah,
We'll
okay.
just say I did it.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Get the photo?
Yeah, if we get a spot close to the river, I can catch it and have you reel it in the last 6 feet.
I'm good with that. That's
you
fine.
can land it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It is so fun, though.
the wife smoke it and cook
Yeah,
it, whatever
it's-
else she does, and
it's
it'll be amazing.
Stupid
and
relaxing.
yes.
And it's a good time, and it's like deer camp without freezing.
I like the
Yeah,
sounds
and-
of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because basically it's you and your buddies hanging out with a campfire, have a beer or scotch, smoke a cigar,
yeah.
have good food.
I
and
like the sounds of all that.
And
There's
then-
every bit of. And I do like fishing. I do like
Yeah.
fishing. So I'll give
So,
it a
and-
shot.
but
I'm not a get up in the morning and stand in the woods and hope that bad be or whatever.
But as you know,
else.
like I like to do stuff
I
harder.
got things to do.
So like when we go to we do
Yeah.
the Pier Marquette, we'll walk down the stairs everybody else walks down. We hike a mile upriver, so there's no people around us.
I've heard about this.
Yeah.
So that's what I hike as far away from people as I can. And there's a spot we found where there's like a little island. I set up on the island. I got steak and beans, and I cook on the island. I feed my guys. We fly fish for a couple hours.
I like the way you operate.
Versus like
Okay.
being down where they're snagging and they're chucking treble hooks with.
Yeah, those are my
yeah,
guys.
Yeah.
I know those guys.
Yeah.
You're like trying to dock. 'cause
My
you'll-
And they're like, no, you come with us. We'll guarantee we'll get you some.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, doesn't even sound
Yeah.
like that doesn't
He
even
has a
sound
base-
enjoyable.
Right.
Why weren't you just using like a giant net? Like,
Right.
He has a baseball bat with
like
like
just use
nails
a
in it.
shotgun or something. I don't understand.
Oh,
what the
I've grabbed salmon before. Like you sneak up on them and grab them by the tail.
yeah.
Then you're in for a fight because they're pissed.
Oh, yeah,
Right,
dude.
but I respect that a lot more than you're just gonna just happen to grab a fish by its side
By a treble
and
hook. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
drag it
You know
in
that-
violently. You might just club it to death on the side. It just doesn't seem
the
as
DNR
sportsman
gets
to me.
really upset.
That's
about
what they
that.
tell me, and they're like, "Well, you just gotta wait,
Yeah.
and you gotta have a knife ready in case you see the DNR guy." I'm like, "You got rules to
Well,
illegally
yeah.
doing the rules. Like,
gotta-
I'm out. I'm out.
I'd just rather salmon fish.
I want to do it legit.
Yeah.
I want to do it legit. That's
Go out
all I'm
there.
saying.
Yeah, no.
There's a reason it's legit. It should be legit.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be cheating in grabbing a fish that, like you said, you can grab by the tail.
Yeah. If they're close enough, you can sneak up on them and grab by the tail.
Right. If bears can openly grab them, I mean, come on.
You'd like to think so, right?
Yeah. Something. I don't know.
I would think you would have just as much fun, though, honestly, not catching a fish as you would catching a fish. That's me personally.
gone fishing enough to know that.
That's why I
Yeah,
call it
like-
fishing, not catching.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
just
if
being
it
on the
was
river,
fucking
man, the
easy,
river's
we're
so
gonna-
much better.
We're definitely going to hit the explicit button.
Oh,
This one. My bad.
yeah, sorry, guys. Yeah, the river at night is there's something about it, dude. Like it's great during the day, but at night it's just super peaceful. If you ever
Yeah.
get to the Pier Marquette around like 11 o'clock at night, some local dude touches off a cannon every night.
What?
So you'll be in the water and you hear wham, and everybody jumps and the water shakes.
What are you talking about?
We fish outside of
All
Baldwin.
right, I'm going to break it to you. If I'm there without you, there's some serious questions to be asked. But, okay.
Well, you and your
We'll
bro- you and your
duly
cousin could
noted.
go. You and your cousin might go.
Yeah, maybe. Possibly. Now I'm more terrified. What?
If you hear banjos, swim. Like it's a fair warning to you.
Right. They don't kill you, they keep you. I know this rule. No, I'm out. I'm out. Oh, my God.
Well, I can't wait to get some.
Oh, we've officially ran over the Instagram video
oh no,
number.
sorry, Instagram.
Oh,
Wah, wah.
we're going to be on the YouTubes only.
Well, they'll get people to our YouTube channel. Check it out.
Yeah.
There you
Gonna
go.
have to.
Yeah.
Anyway,
On that note,
We
anything
keep
you want
going
to
now.
add about EVO that we were up and down these rabbit holes. So I think we're back on level ground for a
No,
minute.
it's been fun. I appreciate the time, and it's been super fun. Because it's just that's a fun thing for me because that's actually how I actually pay the bill. So it's like the Dr. Deathewobble stuff's all fun, but the EVO is the side of our house where we actually like pay the bills, and like that's how we make a living is building adventure vehicles. So it's super fun.
Well, it's nice that you like hit all genres.
Yeah, everything's
Like
covered.
you have something for everybody. That's genius. I love it. I like it.
It's called smart marketing.
Thank you.
Hell yes. Absolutely.
Well, it is, but it's exactly what we've done for years, and it's what we enjoy to do.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like the same thing. We go kayaking and mountain biking and camping. Like that's just it fits so well because it's what we actually love.
Well, you spread it all
it's been
on
fun.
to everything. I mean,
Yeah.
from old Jeeps, because your dad is like an old Jeep legend. I know that. He's like my go-to for my CJ.
yeah, he's the Bible over there.
Yeah. He's like, well, what you got to do is you got to get a power steering pump from a '67 Buick. I'm like, oh, whatever. I don't even understand. And then you go all the way to the brand new, like you said, fifth gen
Yoda.
Just killing it.
Yeah,
I love that.
It's been fun. It's kind of cool for me to take my reins of like I do a lot of the new Jeeps and then I do a lot of the new Toyotas, and then like you say, I have a endless amount of I have the Jeep Bible over there behind me as my father that I can be like, you need yourself an old Buick. You get that power steering, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And it makes it very fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great range that you have. Love it.
Super fun. And then we can go fly fishing. That's all. That's the only reason we do it.
Fly
So we
fishing,
take these
mountain
amazing
biking.
vehicles that are super capable, and you take them to a river where you can go fly fishing and
Camping and
we can get
rooftop
away
camping.
from
catch
everyone.
a salmon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna eat that bastard.
Dude, it'll be fun. I think we need to do more of that. I think once you start doing a lot more of that stuff,
It'll
I can't
cleanse
even.
the soul.
It does, doesn't it? Like like I don't think you have to catch the damn fish though. I think it's just being out there.
But I get hungry.
It's like a reset button, dude. Honestly.
Yeah.
I get pretty hungry. Stop playing the microphone stand springs. Oh my God, this is getting off the rails. So
Sounds cool. Though. Listen.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm done walking around on my porch. I'm just like
A man is like, come help me with these kids.
what is he doing out there? I never know what he's doing.
yeah. He just,
All right, well, real quick, just tell them where to find you, and we'll get you off the air then.
Yeah, expeditionvehicleoutfitters.com and Expedition Vehicle Outfitters both on Facebook and Instagram. You can email us, and we'll get the process rolling and build you something rad.
All right. I think with that, we are out, gentlemen.
See ya.